corazóns na noite. Un golpe seco na escuridade e o corazón atravesa o peito. Medra o no, a ansiedade, o ruido xordo. Saio o frío e mírome naqueles ollos. Toco o pelo ensanguentado que aínda treme. Manca. Limpamos o corpo como lavabamos os nosos mortos, sentindo esvaecerse a derradeira calor antes de que comece a rexidez. Retirar a pel, despezar. Sabes, ás veces o ritual fállame. E daquilo tampouco comín. Querer sentilo todo significa aprender dores novas.
Dwy galon yn y nos. Ergyd drom yn y tywyllwch, ac mae'r galon yn symud drwy'r frest. Mae cwlwm yn tyfu, ofn, sŵn terannau. Mae'n traf allan i'r oerni, a gweld yn hun yn ei lygad. Dwi'n cyffwrdd y ble o gweidlyd sy'n dal i grynu. Mae'n brifo. Glanhewn y corff fel yr aferon ni lanhau ein meirw. Gan deimlo'r gres olaf yn y madail cyn iddo gychwyn caledu. Blingo'r croen, torri. Ond wyddwch chi, weithio mae'r ddefod yn methu, a fwytai ti ddim o'r un yno. Mae eisiau teimlo popeth o golygu dysgu poenau newydd.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming and for sharing with us this work that Myfyr Prys, David Miranda and I have prepared around the poems which have been published in this short collection, Coleópteros, and in this anthology, Onda Poética. I will explain a bit about them later. Coleópteros, the title of this short collection, is the scientific name for beetles, yeah, that category. And those animals are, well, the category includes those animals with hard exoskeleton, but which are really vulnerable inside. Coleópteros dig into the ground, but they have also the ability to fly. And, well, they are dark and a bit uncanny, but they also have beautiful, bright colors. And for me, they are a very good metaphor for my feelings about rural life, for my life in the countryside where I grew up. I think they encapsulate the idea of that life which is hard, and that sometimes you have to learn tough things. But there are also other amazing, bright experiences there. And these poems talk about that ambivalent feelings around this learning process. We are going to start with my favorite one. And it's not my favorite one because it's particularly good or bad. But because my mom and I are in it. And my mom is not very into poetry, but when I showed it to her, she really liked it and she could understand it perfectly well. So that's why this is my favorite. Un pequeno corte no punto medio das costas. Envolven a peluxe cálida nas xemas. Colocan en tensión o peso morto. Cada unha dun lado, tiran. Cando as golpea o cheiro do corpo quente, espilo convértese nunha tarefa íntima. A filla pregúntalle cando comezou a facer aquilo. Mishima e Koetze latexan na epiderme, fora da escena, tras a cunca dos ollos da adulta que a ser. E a resposta afastas dos sacrificios rituais, os coidados, a baliza dos criterios, a firmeza do pulso. Non hai morbo nin sentimentalismo na dignidade. O seu maior legado xestiónase nesa aprendizaxe, os correctos mecanismos da morte.
Pwy fach ar ganol y cefn. Maen nhw'n lapio'r blew, cynnes a blaenau bysedd, ac yn crogi'r pwysau marw mewn tyndra. Y naill a'r llall yn tynnu o bob ochr. Pan fydd ogle'r corff cynnes yn ei taro, daw ei ddadwisgo'n dasg ffynhwysol. Mae'r ferch yn gofyn iddi pryd dechreuodd hi wneud hyn. Mishima a Koetze yn curo ar yr epidermis, y tu allan i'r golwg. Y tu ôl i gefnau llygad y ddynes fydd hi rhyw ddydd. Ac mae hateb yn ei hymbellhau o'r aberthau defodol. Y gofal, canllaw gwersi bywyd, y llaw cadarn. Does dim morbidrwydd na sentimentaliaeth mewn iddos. I'r rhodd fwyaf o iddywers honno. Mecanweithiau cywir marwolaeth.
O rito. O rito funciona para distraernos do contacto doloroso. A mí sérveme para saber o que teño que facer. Engarzarme como unha peza máis nesa engranaxe antiga. Podo falarche dos códigos e da aprendizaxe do cotiá, collerche a man mentres o faz, como tamén che acollo para dirixir a caricia. Mais aquí non negociamos a dureza. No baleiro o xesto duro e áxil afoga, a respiración asistada das criaturas mínimas.
Y ddefod. Mae'r ddefod yn tynnu'n sylw o boen cyffwrdd. A mae'n cyfleu'r hyn sy'n rhaid i mi ei wneud, i rwymo'n hun i daclau'r peiriant hynafol hwnnw, fel un arall o'i rannau. Allai egluro i ti holl ddirgelion a gwersi bywyd bob dydd, a chymryd dy law wrth i ti weithio, fel ydw i'n ei gymryd hefyd i liwio danwesiad. Ond allwn ni ddim trafod telerau caledrwydd. Yn y gwagedd, mae ystimiau garw a chyflym yn tacu anadl ofnus y creaduriau lleiaf.
Now we are going to go to number 5. The title is, well, it's not a title, it's the first line. Aquí no hay palabras. And this is the first poem of this collection. And this text talks about my obsession with understanding the codes and the rituals which mark life in the countryside, life in the farm. Those rituals and codes substitute words sometimes. We don't speak about them. We don't usually make their meaning explicit. However, words are important for me. They help me to understand better. So, number 5. Aquí non hai palabras. Hai secreción, hai terra, os tempos do alcouve, as ganas que se ensatan na máis delicada pel. Hai carne, hai carriza, o ruido dos insectos enxordecedor, pero aquí non hai palabras. A intensidade dos sabores, ao roce do padal, deixan-nos mudos. Entón, renuncio a comer e temo en reconstruir o abecedario a partir dos hábitos, dos sulcos nas mans morenas e das obrigas que deben recoller. As poucas historias que quedan veñen da aprendizaxe narrada da nai. Todos tivemos que aprender. Tamén ela pasou sen comer días.
Does dim geiriau yma. Mae gwaed a ffridd, amserhau, pigau gwenith sy'n gludo i'r croen mwyaf bregus. Mae cnawd, mae mwsog, mae sŵn byddarol pryfed. Ond does dim geiriau yma. Mor gryf yw'r blas ar daflod y geg, na fedr neb siarad. Wedyn fyddai'n gwrthod bita ac yn mynnu ail-greul alffabet o'i harferion, o'r llinellau ar ei dwylo melyn, a'r gwrthmynion mae rhaid iddyn nhw eu cadw. Daw'r straeon pryn sydd ar ôl o wersi fy mam. Roedd yn rhaid i bawb ddysgu. Roedd e'r gorau i fwyta am ddyddiau ar y tro.
Igual que os paxaros existen existen sen que os chamemos, o roce da pele na despedida non ten nome. A voz treme procurando non traizoarse e nos entendemos. Mal entendemos e finximos non notalo. Aprendo a ler o silencio, o xesto quebrado, a ausencia.
Yn yr un modd dydy adar ddim yn bodoli os nad ydyn ni'n ei henwi. Does gan gyffyrddiad y croen wrth dweud ffarwel ddim enw. Mae'r llais yn crynu wrth geisio osgoi bradychu hun, ac mi rydyn ni'n dallt yn gilydd. Prin iawn ydyn ni'n dall, ac yn esgus peidio sylweddoli. Dwi'n dysgu ddarllen y tawelwch, y symudiadau petrus, y diffyg.
This second part includes 4 poems. I wrote those poems for this anthology of Galician poets who are emigrated. Here I speak about creating a new home in a different country, in a different language, and in a different culture. And the anthology contains the original poems in Galician and the translation into the language of the poet's adoptive country. I felt that that language should be Welsh, so I asked friends for help. So I'm really in debt to Myfyr Prys, Rubén Chapela, and David Miranda-Barreiro as well, for helping me to build an intercultural bridge. So maybe some of you feel a bit identified, or maybe not, because experience is always very subjective. Fogar. Os pés rozando a erva, fría e húmida. O vento, a choiva, como a infancia familiar. Non é tan complicado integrarse. Difícil é posuir esta casa envolta en pelo, o estómago dun animal que narra a súa digestión, indicándoche os procesos máis íntimos do lugar. Poder refacer unha rede de afectos. Así que bebo da cunca para o té de meret e descanso os pés nus na moqueta. Escoito o vento zoar na cara interna dos muros como un deus poderoso que aquí o domina todo. Repaso coa vista o papel arrincado no meu cuarto. Mentres as tentas, lembro que estou lonxe. Deixar esvarar o pixama é a facerme o extraño, facerlle espazo, até poder masturbarme con aquela despreocupación. Cada casa necesitou o seu tempo.
Cartref. Yn rhaid yn cyffwrdd ar glaswell, yn oer a glib. Y gwynt, y glaw, fel yn fy mhlentyndod, yn gyfarwydd. Dydy ddim yn anodd teimlo'n rhan o hyn. Be sy'n anodd yw bod yn berchen ar y tŷ hwn sydd wedi lapio mewn gwallt. Ystimo ganifael sy'n siarad am ei dreiliad, gan ddangos prosesau mwyaf personol y lle hwn I chi, mwyn ailadeiladu rhwydwaith o serch. Felly dwi'n yfed o baned meret, ac yn gadael i'n rhaid noeth orffwys ar y carped. Grandawaf ar y gwynt wrth iddo chwythu y tu mewn i'r waliau fel diw pwerus sy'n trechu popeth. Edrychaf ar bapur wal rwygiedig fel stafell wely, ond mae cyffwrdd yn fy atgoffa mod i'n bell i ffwrdd. Gadael i'n pyjamas lithro, a dod i arfer ar dieithrwch. Creu lle iddo, hyd nes i mi allu mystyrbio yn y tawelwch cyflawn hwnnw. Mae angen amser ar bob tŷ.
Eivas. Véxome negociando cada aresta. Simplificar os meus retorcidos nós volvese tan cotiá como lavar os dentes. Para ofrecerche un fío do que tirar, para aproximarte ao que creo que son. Camiño inestable nesta ponte improvisada. Enredo os pés, mentres che sorrío, callo polos furados do meu léxico e transformo o simple deixe dunha vogal nalgo completamente inadecuado. Pero sérveme esta maneira aivada de comunicarnos, como descubrirme outra eu nunha fala na que estou feita de fragmentos.
Diffygion. Dwi'n dod i ymdopi â phob ymyl. Daw torri fy nghlymau dirdro yn dasg feunyddiol fel pwysio fy nanedd. Mwyn rhoi edau i ti ei dilyn. Mwyn dy dywys di'n agosach at yr hyn y crydaf ydw i. Cerddaf yn sigledig ar y bont gartref hon. Cloddiaf fy nhraed wrth wenu arno ti. Disgynnaf drwy dyllau fy ngeirfa, a thraws newid yng nganiad hawdd llafariad, yn rhywbeth hollol anaddas. Ond mae'n gweithio i mi, y ffordd ddiffygiol hon o gyfathrebu, fel darganfod fy hun arall, mewn iaith lle dwi'n ddarnau man.
Well, the title of the next poem is Business Fight. When they asked me for text for this anthology, I already had this poem because the story that it tells made a big impression on me. Well, it was very inspiring. It's the story of Myfyr's grandparents, and of course he can explain it much better than me.
I've gotten away with not talking so far. I think I'm going to go much further. So, yeah, this is my family's story. It's the story of my grandparents. I think it took place in the 1950s in South Wales, in a small coal mining village, Llangenech. And what happened basically was, at the time, Welsh didn't really have any kind of official presence. It was just a language that you would speak at home. You know, it wasn't allowed in official documents or on road signs or anything like that. You wouldn't really encounter it. It was deemed not very important, basically. So one day, my grandparents got their council tax bill, and it was all in English, obviously, and they just said, you know, apparently it was my grandmother that said, this doesn't really make sense that it's only available in English. You know, everybody speaks Welsh around here. Even the people at the council office who made this form, they all speak Welsh. You know, so why do we only get it in English? So what they did was they started to refuse to pay council tax, and I think this lasted for years. I don't remember exactly. It was maybe like 8 years or something like that. But in the end, well, in the meantime, the council people were obviously coming, and bailiffs were being sent to take away their furniture and that kind of thing. And at one point, apparently, they only had, they didn't even have a carpet. They took the piano. You know, the only thing they had in the house was like a table and some jars of jam for some reason. So yeah, and they managed to kind of raise the profile of their battle and stuff. It's still remembered as the tax battle, and it apparently led to you know, a kind of resurgent nationalist movement. It contributed towards that because Saunders Lewis, who was the head of Plaid Cymru at the time, gave a famous radio speech in which he talked about what my grandparents did, and he said that that was an example for future kind of direct action that people should do. And shortly afterwards, Gymraeg and other similar groups were formed. So yeah, that's the story.
That's a huge achievement. Yeah, just with the struggle of us, yeah, family.
Yeah.
So, yes. A loita dos vesles. Primeiro viñeron polos móveis. Seguiron mudos. Antes que darnos aquela pequena victoria, baleirarían a casa. Marcharon co piano. A madeira non valía tanto como que a cubría. Décadas de vida amoreadas como partículas de pó, amparando o chineiro, os andeis, os presentes. Axiña, a casa foi unha casca de ovo, frágil, na vila mineira de Cymraeg. Seguiu sendo unha teliz quente e protectora despois de que lle arrincaran a moqueta. Mentres, inundaban Pentringuel e Vala. Os veciños ricos espólianos e néganse a falarnos na nosa lingua. Non recibirán un peso desta casa a que o que faga.
Brwydyr y Beasleys. Eithon nhw ar dodrefn yn gyntaf. Arhoson nhw'n dawel, cyn fuddugoliaeth fechan honno i ni. Fe wagion nhw'r tŷ, fe gymeron nhw'r piano. Doedd I bren ddim o'r werthfawr â'r gynnwys. Degawdau o fywyd wedi bentyrru fel bronynnau o lwch. Yn gwarchod y cwpwrdd, y silffoedd, yr anrhegion. Yn fuan, roedd y tŷ fel plisgyn wy, bregus, ym Mhentref Glofaol Llangenech. Parhaodd yn groen, cynnes ac amddiffynol ar ôl iddyn nhw dynnu'r carped. Yn y cyfamser, fe foddon nhw'r pentref ger y bala. Ysbeiliodd ein cymdogion y cefnog ni. Fe wrthodon nhw siarad ein hiaith. Ni chant geiniog o'r tŷ hwn nes I hynny newid. I'm quite new to translation, really. You know, I only started working as a translator 2 years ago. But, you know, I found it really interesting, especially translating these poems from Lorena. And the first thing I should say is that I think they're really great poems. I really love them, you know, like, they're fantastic. And something I really enjoyed in the process actually was I think the ambiguity of that translation process, where you have to always, there's a balance between maybe what you might call equivalence. So that would be translating the poems exactly as you meant them, and then fluency, you know, making them sound good in Welsh. So there's kind of you can't always do both of those things very well. And also there's the ambiguity, because I don't really know exactly what you mean always, right? But that's kind of part of poetry, right? Yeah. There's always ambiguity, there's always, you know, bivalency, multivalency, you know, many different meanings and I think there's a few places where, you know, we've gone through the poems together and talked about how you felt when you were writing them, how you intend them. But there's also some places where I've translated quite a little bit differently to the original for various different reasons. And I think, you know, you were okay with that, right? Like,
yeah, I think, well, poetry, I mean, reading is always a process of creating meaning. So there are as many meanings as readers, but for poetry, I really think that it should be an open space. So I like when the writer gives me space to find my meaning, and I like to do the same with mine. Hopefully I get to do something like that. Yeah. And it's also very interesting to see your reading and your process, well, the process that you go through to translate that. I really want to thank you all again for coming, for sharing this with us. And I need to show my massive gratitude to Myfyr Prys and to David Miranda, who didn't want to speak. Both have done an amazing work here, which made this possible. And I also want to thank the Centro for Galician Studies, which has helped to arrange this, and well, the wine is thanks to the Centro for Galician Studies and its support for all these events and activities. So this is the last one, and the title is Galiza-Cymru. Un día de viaje, de periferia a periferia.
Taith un diwrnod, o oror I oror.
O último tramo do tren que abeira a costa,
rhan olaf siwrne'r tren ar hyd yr arfordir.
vai se somerxendo no outro lado do espello.
Sydd o'n araf I ochr arall y drych.
Llandigno,
Conwy,
Llanferfeja,
Penmaen Mawr,
Bangor.
Bangor.
A diferenza na identificación.
Hunaniaeth wahanol.
Outra versión de nós mesmos.
Gwedd arall arnom ni.
Os castelos dos colonos.
Castell y goresgynwyr.
As canteiras de lousa.
Y chwareli llechi.
E aínda a súa lingua.
A'i iaith, o hyd.
Seguimos aquí.
Da ni yma o hyd.
A pesar de todos e de todo.
Gweithio pawb a phopeth.
Diolch yn fawr.